I'm Katrina, this is Tare, and I have something to admit to you guys. Guys, I'm a lazy gardener. I just let things go. I let things self-seed, I let things, look a little messy, they go a little wild, sometimes they volunteer and have babies over here, and that's okay. Sometimes I don't clean up the plants until they're done. Most of the time I don't do that. That results in a lot of volunteers, it results in a lot of food, and I plant things that don't have to be planted again. So fruit trees, shrubs, a lot of your herbs, asparagus, there's all sorts of things that you can plant once and be done. I also use wood chips, and that reduces the amount of weeds that I have greatly, and while increasing value for the plants. So I haven't planted my winter garden. I didn't plant a fall garden. I didn't plant a winter garden. I will be changing that today. However, I'm hungry. Let's find some lunch. See what my garden provides. We'll be finding some lunch and some tea today. And I'm just gonna go with everything tea because I think that's fun. Whatever I usually put in a tea, I'll put in a tea. Whatever I can find to cook up or eat raw, I can do that. I might not do everything in the yard because there is quite a bit, but we're gonna get quite a bit done. First off, we're gonna start with the Meyer lemon. All right, they're almost ripe. We're gonna go with almost ripe being okay. This is gonna go in my teacup. We'll use that both in cooking and in the tea. Next up, I see some figs over here that I have not harvested yet. Now, since I am harvesting not for a harvest, but for a meal, we're just gonna get a couple of these things. Now, I did notice 2 Tiger Panache figs on the ground. 3. Oh my gosh, I have 3. There we go. And I'll grab a couple of the Texas Everbearing. Got a couple of Texas Everbearing figs. I do need to come back today and harvest the rest of these because I saw a couple of them are molding. So let's see what else we can find. All right here we have some seasonings. This is gonna be your sage. I'm just gonna take a few leaves of each of these because I have a lot of stuff in here. And over here, this is called Winter Savory. Over here by the rabbits, we have something called sour grass, and it's doing quite well. It is also a weed, so we're gonna pull that because today we're eating weeds too. Now this one is high in acylic acid, so you don't really want to have it a lot or have a lot of it in your diet. There's other plants like the sorrel has a lot of this in it as well, and this is sour grass. It's not a grass. It has these little tiny I guess bulbs. There's probably another word for that, but they're really hard to get rid of. And I just have a spot here, and I have a spot along the fence that's coming over from my neighbors. So it's actually really good if you like sour. Sour grass, not lemongrass. Did I say lemongrass? I meant sour grass. None for you, bunny. And it's very sour because of acylic acid. It's also very good. And bring this inside, we're gonna snack on it. I'm not gonna really incorporate it into anything, but you could. All right, over here we have spearmint, which is gonna go in my tea, and we have marjoram, which is gonna go in our meal. There's also some celery starting up second year, so we can put that in our meal as well. Next up we have some sorrels. So this is called red veined sorrel, and we get French sorrel. This is French sorrel and red veined sorrel. And they are both very lemony. This one has more of a lemony. This one has kind of lemony with a little bit of bitter. It depends on how much water it's had, but these are both doing well. This one's not getting any water except for what comes from the sky. This one is actually in a bed. So these you add at the end of cooking if you're cooking. Otherwise, you're gonna have no flavor. But they add really good flavor at the end of cooking. All right, let's see what else we have. Oh my goodness, guys, it looks like I actually have a couple oranges from last year. I haven't been over here a lot. Let's see if they're still good. They're a little soft. We will open these and see if they're still good. If they're still good, we'll eat them. If not, we won't. Now here are some plants that are good if I wanted this type of food. I'm not making this type of food today, so I'm not gonna use it, but this is curry leaf tree. These leaves are good in curry, Indian dishes, that kind of stuff. This is called bouillon bush, and it has a very chicken bouillon flavor. So you would use that in things like soups and stuff like that. But I'm not making that today, so I'm not gonna use them today. Now take a look at how beautiful these leaves are. They are starting to change color. This is a beet leaf. This is my beet that actually seeded this last summer. And there is one of the leaves. And these are totally good in the winter. In the summertime, they get a little bitter, but these are good in the winter time. Here's a different variety. Again, this already seeded, and it's starting growth again. Look at those nice colors. Super dark. Well, I thought I harvested all the tomatoes. Looks like we have one left. Some more down there, but this looks like it's a little underripe, but we can still eat it. We're gonna eat it. I found this zucchini yesterday by where my zucchinis were, so I'm actually gonna bring it inside and cook it up. And it's a little bit harder on the outside, but it will be probably a little bit orange on the inside and taste a little bit more pumpkin-y. Still totally edible. All right, right here is some dandelion. Right here's some dandelion. I don't particularly like dandelion, the rabbits do, so if you wanted to, dandelion's around. I'm going to ignore this right now. Now over here in the bed, I have this one random green bean plant that has survived, and it actually has green beans on it. Look at this. Little tiny, oh, there's one that's not little tiny. Look at that, little handful of green beans. Don't know why, everybody else is long set seed. And then also back here we have a lot of sweet potato leaves. Most of them out in the open have senesced and the leaves are died off, but the ones underneath the roof here have actually kept on growing. So I'll collect some of these. You can see they've been bug damaged too. In the corner over here, there's a little better one, so I'm gonna get those. Yes, this is grass. Yes, I should not have let it grow. I will be giving it to the chickens, and I will have grass seed to deal with. However, now I'm making tea with peppermint over here. There we go. And lemon verbena is still going over here. There we go. The cup is almost full. This down here is chard, so we'll grab a couple leaves of that. Chard is very closely related to beets. And this one self-seeded itself, so it's a volunteer. There's a chard. Now, why are we looking at dead tomatoes? Because I think some of these tomatillos that I left on might actually be good. Let's see if they are rotting. Got a couple good ones. I think there's more over here. This is climbing on the beet. They feel good. That one, yeah. They're all good. Our plate is getting full and we haven't even left the backyard. Let's go see what's in the front. Well, actually, I found something else. I missed a cucumber. We'll see how good this one is when I get it inside. All right, now we can go to the front. All right, we got some peppers in our green stock. You can get one of these and a jalapeno. And that'll be good. So this is miner's lettuce. All of this carpet is miner's lettuce. The biggest miner lettuce is right here, so this is where I'm gonna collect from. I also tend to collect from the pathway first because I'm gonna step on them anyway. High in vitamin C, good for you. Actually tastes good too. Now, all of this right here is borage. Borage tastes like cucumber, and when these leaves are young like this, you can pick the leaves and they are actually tasty. They're a little bit fuzzy. When they get older, these are a little bit spiky to eat, so you can dehydrate them and use them as a powder then. But what we're actually going to do today is collect some of the flowers to have fresh on top of our meal. So flowers here also taste like cucumber. They're very pretty. And that can go on top. I would not cook them. You can put them in ice cubes, you can dehydrate them and use them on things. I've seen them mostly in salads and in ice cubes because they're pretty and they taste good. So we'll just grab a few of those. Over here is my hot and spicy oregano. It is awesome. I do need to cut it back because it does have these seed heads on it. They've already gone to seed, so I can cut it back. And there's some oregano. Now, I like to have this in food, also in my tea, so it's gonna go in both places. Behind this yarrow, we have a little bit of lemon balm. It's just starting to re-sprout, and I'll put this in the tea. My favorite tea from the yard is actually lemon balm, hot and spicy oregano, and chocolate mint. My chocolate mint didn't come back last year, so sorry. But lemon balm, I don't water over here. It gets a little bit of water from the neighbor. It's right up against the fence, but it tends to die back in the summer and come back in the winter, so it's literally just starting. So here is some tree collards. Now tree collards are amazing. They don't need any water where I am. I'm in zone 9B, and I guess I should have said that at the beginning of the video. And in California, it's very dry here in the summer and wet in the winter. And I have wood chips on here now, but it actually survived really, really well without the wood chips. Wood chips retain moisture, but it reseeds every year. Now, what I didn't know until just now is that this is trying to reseed right now. Tree collard is very much a winter eating plant because in the summertime it gets really bitter. So I'm excited to see that this is doing good. I tasted some of the purple tree collard the other day, and it's actually sweet too. It gets sweeter when it's colder, but if you look right there, you guys see? Looks like broccoli. Tastes like broccoli. Pretty much almost entirely like broccoli. And this is a perennial plant. It not only will self-seed, but it will grow year after year. I don't know what its cold hardiness is, but it's definitely something to plant if you are in an area that, I mean, it will come back every year and it will continue to grow every year. So I expect to see little babies popping up of this as well, but we have something else to look at. So here's another one that is already popped. These do tend to get a little bitter once they do the flowers. Like once they start flowers, it tends to get a little bitter down there, but the flowers are very good. They're kind of sweetish. Like, I'm not sure how to describe it. It's kind of sweet. If you have had a broccoli flower, it tastes like that. But I do want to harvest this, and all of this is edible. Now, we're not eating all of this today because there's gonna be a lot. We totally could. But I know now that I have to pay attention and start plucking these clusters. Guys, these plants get huge. This is taller than me. It's gonna get well more than that. And they're super good, super tasty, and you can eat the leaves, the seeds, the flowers, the little bundles of, looks like broccoli. You can eat all of that. You can eat the stems, it's awesome. Now here's the other side of this. You can see the sun is that way, so it's facing that way more. But we also have a variety down here. And what is planted in there? Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, you guys see this? If you remember, if you guys have been viewing for a long time, this is what the tree collard looks like when it goes to seed. So these are like seed pods. There's actually some seeds still in there. I think we have microgreens. I think these are all little baby tree collards. Well, that's fun. I mean, it is, but I might have to do something with them. They might be on sale for local areas if you're near Gilroy. So these ones, this is the purple tree colored. So this is the purple one as well. That's the green one. And they tend to be sweeter. And I know this is a little chewed up by bugs, but I'm still going to include it in my meal. It's very sweet. I was gonna pick more of these, but this isn't gonna be enough. Guys, look, we have nasturtium. For some reason, every year my nasturtiums grow in the pathway instead of in the box where I planted them originally. I keep trying to plant them. These are super good. Edible flower, edible leaves, the stem's edible, the leaves are edible, and they taste spicy. So it's kind of like black pepper. They taste almost exactly like a papaya seed. They're very good. I'm not gonna harvest except for this leaf because they're best fresh, because I want these guys to grow. And yes, I will be watching where I walk in my walkway for the rest of the spring because of these. Still good. So those green stalks look very sad. I forgot to bring them inside. They are underneath this little overhang though, so we still have basil. I don't know how good it tastes. It's a little bitter, but it's okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take these into the screen porch, maybe, and try and save these for next year, because even though they're bitter this year, they won't be bitter once they start growing again. So it's a very strong flavor, and like it's fine, but it'd be better if it's fresh. We also have some Thai basil. I don't know how this may or may not get bitter with winter, so let's try the Thai basil. It definitely gets thicker. I'm definitely stronger. I'm gonna leave this out for now, but like you could add that to tea. Has a little bit of bitter, but it's not as bitter as the regular basil. So I'm gonna bring these inside, try and save these plants. Some of them looks like they were already passed, but I had one basil and then one with a top row basil and then other things planted. So we will be planting other things in this one, maybe even this weekend. All right guys, as you can see, there's a tutor here. My neighbor made that for me years ago. And this Wolfberry was supposed to climb up it. This one has little thorns. It was supposed to climb up it, but it apparently has rejected that idea. So it is now poof, which is okay. I believe all the berries are off of this by now. It does have some flowers. What the flower looks like. Hopefully it's focusing. And those make little tiny red sweet berries related to goji berries. I found a teeny tiny wolfberry. It's good. Very good. All right, let's see if we can find anything over here. I know I have another bouillon bush in there, but I don't want to get to it. And what I'm making today, it doesn't really go with. So here we go. Well, I don't feel like venturing in there right now. Would you? Let's add some lavender to our tea. Let's add some lavender to our tea. All right, we got another fruit here. These are not ripe, but those guys are. Pineapple guavas would be good with our lunch. All right, we're going with 3. All right, we have our ingredients here. Let's set that over there. I'm gonna set aside the herbs so that I can, the herbs I'm gonna rinse because I noticed there's some spider webs and stuff on them. Plus I tend to add these last. So here's something fun. If you are new to cooking out of your own garden, yeah, just stir fry it. Stir fry everything and it will turn out good. So if you don't know what to do with something, stir fry it. I have stir fried fruit before with my stuff and it turns out good. We might even do that today just to see how it works. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're gonna stir fry stuff. I put avocado oil in the cast iron and we'll go from there. Now these broccoli parts, I tend to steam, but they will be completely fine if we just cut them up and throw them in, which is what I'm gonna do. Kitchen scissors are your friend. Now we're just gonna cut these tomatillos in. Look at that, still good. This one's a little soft, but still good. I'm going to add in my sage right now. Probably should have had more sage, that's okay. Remember guys, one plant decided to give me it. Since there's not very many, I'm cutting them small to make them go further. Alright, so time for celery. Time for celery. Again, this is volunteer celery. I don't know, like probably 4th or 5th generation volunteer celery. I'm going to use the leaves. There is something in the leaves that you're not supposed to use a whole lot of, but I'm going to use it. Okay, I said I was going to stir fry the fruits. Let's see how they do. Actually, first we're going to do the peppers. Guys, it smells so good. If you want to take out the seeds, I have a lemon squeezer, I'm just not using it. Use the rest for the tea. Look at that. You can stir fry anything. Look at that color. Look at that. Alright, we're up to the point we want to add some more spices in. You can either use these full leaves or cut them up. I like to use these herb scissors. Makes it super quick. And done. Alright, these are our sorrels. Again, you add these at the end. Now, pineapple guava. Usually I use a spoon for this, but we can use a knife. You get more out of a spoon, but this is what I have. It's almost done, so I gotta rush. Smells so good. Now I could add eggs to this, I probably would. Actually have eggs outside with the birds right now, but this is almost done. I don't want to overcook my greens. I'm gonna give it a quick toss. Throw the lid on for about a minute maybe. Let it finish up. I also the camera wasn't rolling, but I also put lemon in there. I squeezed it in and then I just put in the half a lemon and we will steep it with that. Okay, so this is a lot to eat, but it's all veggies and veggies are good. I did kind of cover up my salad, so I'm gonna get that out first. Or maybe uncover it. It's a little wilted. Something I didn't think about. Here's a fig. Warm fig, yum, approved. Let's try and find a pineapple guava. I don't know that I can. There's a pineapple guava. Okay, here's a pineapple guava. That's also approved. That's kind of reminiscent of warm pineapple. That is yummy. Because this is late in the season, the cucumber I peeled and I really should have seeded first, but I didn't. So something to make sure you do. And so good. So good. I can eat the rest of this in peace. Not that you guys are bothering me. We're waiting for the tea. Now I do recommend putting, like, you can put egg on there. So like if you have quail eggs, those cook really fast. If you have chicken eggs, that's fine. So just pay attention to the timing so that you don't overcook the greens. I was kind of running out of time, so I ended up not doing the egg. Now you do want to eat protein with your greens, so I may end up going back inside and making some eggs, or something else. But this has only been a couple minutes, so I don't know that it's actually gonna have anything, but let's see how this initially tastes. It's really hot. Smells amazing. It's a really good combination. All right, make everything tea. Anything you make into tea, make into tea. Again, I like oregano as a tea as well as an herb. Marjoram also does the same thing. You can experiment with these things and it's super good. So, here's to lazy gardening. All that grew by its, well, not all of it. Some of it I planted last year or in the spring, but that's lazy gardening, guys. You get food doing lazy gardening. So I encourage you to be a lazy gardener. If you know someone that is a lazy butt, tell them you just need to put in an initial effort to get things going and they can have meals like this every day out of their lazy garden. So please like the video if you liked it, share it around, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We do a lot of things on this channel. Cooking out of the yard is just one of them. So be lazy, get things done. How does that work? Do it. Happy New Year, guys, and I hope you have a good time in your own garden. Thanks for watching.